All right, welcome back. Let's talk now about what the stakes might be in our own personal individual lives on this side of the Atlantic and this far away from the trouble we're watching in Ukraine. Very happy to have with me now the former senior director for counterterrorism at the National Security Council, now an associate professor with the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy at the University of Michigan, Javed Ali. Javed, I really appreciate your time. A lot of us are sort of just spitballing the kind of ramifications that this could have in our lives. But this is kind of what you've done for a living for these many years. What were the first worries and concerns that popped into your mind?
Devin, first, great to be with you. And certainly there are a lot of things that potentially could happen, but I still believe that most of them would fit into the low probability category, which is a good news sign. But in terms of the things that we just all need to be on the lookout for when it comes to Russia, they are, I would say, the world's most sophisticated cyber adversary facing the United States. And Russia and other Russian-based elements, whether they are or not connected to the government, have launched cyber operations and attacks against the United States since the mid-2010s, perhaps even earlier. So we have seen a Russian playbook when it comes to cyber operations already. And what they've showed is they're very good. They can operate very quietly. And we generally don't know what they've done until after the fact. And that's a pretty disturbing sign in and of itself. So fast forward to where we are now, could there be another round of more aggressive Russian cyber operations launched from their very capable security services here? Again, that's something folks in DC must be thinking hard about. And hopefully the answer to that is no, but they have the capability. And again, they have demonstrated that they can attack us in the past. Whether they choose to do so in the future is something we have to watch for.
My hunch is that everything that has been leveled against Vladimir Putin so far were the things that he absolutely expected and knew were the costs of what he was doing. And I guess we have to worry about whether he will respond in kind. But it seems to me, Javed, that there was a success story in American intelligence going into this. Almost everything that we thought was going to happen ended up happening, and we seem to be able to tell the rest of the world, here's what they're doing. Our intelligence on that front seemed really strong.
Yeah, that's a great point, Devin. And I came from that world. I was knee deep in the intelligence community for 15 years before I served a year in the White House. And this is a really risky proposition for the United States too, because looks like we've collected all this very detailed and exquisite intelligence on Putin's intentions and mindsets and probably communications with military commanders. And that kind of access is pretty rare and I would think pretty fragile. So the Biden administration politically has taken at least parts of that intelligence stream and then released it publicly. Now, President Biden or any president is the commander in chief. They have that authority. But being a former intelligence person, I can tell you the collection agencies grumble when that happens because their biggest concern is we have this unique ability to collect this kind of intelligence to support policymaking, not to inform the public. And when you reveal it to the public, you potentially are going to lose a really unique access point or a source and a method. And then the question is, how do you restore that insight that you theoretically have now lost? And the Russians must know that we have captured some of these communications or conversations. And so they're doing their own counterintelligence damage control to figure out how to stop that going forward. So this is a constant cat and mouse game in the intelligence world. But from my perspective as being a former intelligence officer, this is unprecedented. I've never seen an administration declassify this much intelligence this quickly and with these kind of implications.
Cyber preparedness and the kinds of things that we're talking, I guess, is a different kind of readiness. And this next question is on its face, I'll admit, absurd. This is going to remind me of that Saturday Night Live skit when the reporters kept asking, where are we going to invade in Iraq next? Or these kinds of weird questions. But where do you think our biggest vulnerabilities are when we look at, our electric grid? We've talked about before that there's way too many little sort of portholes and mouse holes where do you see our biggest vulnerability? Is it that I wake up one day and my cell phone doesn't work, or is it something else?
Unfortunately, in the cyber domain, the vulnerabilities are infinite. And unlike in the physical world where there are certain physical measures that you can take to shore up those physical vulnerabilities, they're infinitely more complex in the cyber world. And again, the adversaries get a vote too. So anytime we do try to patch some of these cyber vulnerabilities, and that's why doing your software updates and patches are really important, they'll just hunt for the next one. And that is something that is very profound, I would say, in the cyber domain. So it's really hard, Devin, to pinpoint, well, we're most vulnerable in this part of our critical infrastructure versus another. I think we're very vulnerable. The question, though, is despite the vulnerabilities, work hard to stay on the offense, make sure we have a strong defense, make sure we have a high level of cyber awareness and hygiene, but also signal to adversaries like Russia that if you dare try to launch cyber operations against our critical infrastructure, the consequences for you will be even higher than they are now. So that's where deterrence comes in, and really what I would call sort of coercive diplomacy. And no one likes to kind of brandish those kind of messages. But again, if Russia would be provocative enough to go in that direction here based on what's happening in Ukraine, even though I think that's a very low probability, we would have to respond significantly. And I don't think that response would be contained just in the cyber world. We may have other options on the table. So this is pretty high stakes when it comes to our cyber preparedness here inside the United States. We are very vulnerable, but again, we can impose some serious costs on any adversary who dares to try to attack us that way.
It makes the old Cold War that we all got so accustomed to seem so quaint. We knew where the missiles were. We knew each side had spies. But this fabric is so much more complex and complicated now, no doubt about it. Javed, thank you so much for your thoughts on this. I really appreciate the time.
All right, great to be with you, Devin. Thank you.
You too.